Hey Girl Scouts! This week is Space Week. We're hanging out at Sherwood at Camp Libby, and we're going to talk a little bit about making a survival kit. So one of the things we were thinking about when we were thinking about space and like astronauts and stuff like that is, what do people need to survive? So obviously in space, there's a lot of things to consider, and we're probably not going to duplicate that very well here. But while I was doing research, I looked up like space survival kits, and I couldn't really find anything good for like actually in space. But I did find some information about survival kits for astronauts once they land back on Earth. So typically, when they land, there's kind of the part of the spaceship kind of comes back down, and it usually lands in water or near water. So there's a special survival kit that was created to make sure that they can survive for 48 hours until they can get picked up in case anything goes wrong.
Here you can see one of two rucksacks flown in the historical first lunar landing mission Apollo 11 in 1969. It includes 3 water containers, 1 radio beacon with a spare battery, very important, 3 pairs of sunglasses, 6 packages of desalter chemicals, 1 desalter kit, 2 survival lights, 1 machete, and 2 bottles of sunscreen. And then this picture is of the command module medical kit. The medical kit was carried in the Apollo command module. It contains Band-Aids, other types of bandages, iron nose drops, sleeping pills, aspirin, and self-injectors to treat motion sickness and pain.
In past weeks, we've talked a little bit about survival kits already and backpacking survival gears. We made survival bracelets. So this week we're really going to focus more on making your own little first aid kit. So for this, you're going to need the things that you'd like to put in your first aid kit, and you can personalize this based on like what you have around the house or kind of your preferences. So I have some gloves. I just have them in this little film canister just so that they don't get like mixed up and touched by everything when you're getting your hands in there. I've got a triangle bandage. I've got some gauze, some little gauze pads, some big ones, some Band-Aids, and a whole bunch of fun things like that, alcohol wipes. And we are going to put them in this little plastic bag so that we have our stuff together. However, this isn't a very cool looking first aid kit, so we're going to decorate it first so that it holds up a little better. If you've ever been around one of these, you put some stuff in it, it starts tearing, no bueno. So all you're going to need to decorate it is a couple different things of duct tape, and what we're going to do, I'm trying to decide if I want the owls to be fun or the pink. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But you're just going to take your duct tape, and I find it easiest to kind of go like this. And we're just going to go ahead and cover the whole thing in duct tape. This will help it be a little bit more waterproof, and you can kind of trim down the edges if you get a little bit too over the edges. So I'll come back in a little bit once I have this all covered up, and then we'll finish it up. I have finished making our little first aid kits. So after you finish putting all the tape all over it, if you want to, you can make your little like first aid sign so that people know what this is, and then you can go ahead and start putting your first aid supplies inside of it. So I've got some Band-Aids, like I said earlier. You can put some gauze pads in there, assorted different sizes, a triangle bandage, some gauze. If you have alcohol wipes, you can go ahead and put those in as well. And you can really customize it to what your needs are. Oh, don't forget your gloves. I like to always put my gloves in a separate baggie or something, just so that they don't get contaminated by me playing around in it. I would also recommend just putting in an extra baggie for like any garbage or anything like that, or anything that might end up being used. But you can also add other things to it, like if you're prone to splinters, you might want to add some tweezers, or maybe a pair of scissors to help you cut, like if you have stronger gauze. Okay, so you can fit quite a bit in here, and once you're done, you can go ahead and seal it up, and you're ready to rock and roll.